Welcome to Dragon Sanctuary, a podcast dedicated to helping you expand your light for ascension. Let's stay curious and build community. And now, here's your host, Vick.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode on Dragon Sanctuary. I'm so excited to be back with all of you because this week's episode is called Rush. Now, my first question for those of you who are listening is, what comes to mind when you hear that word? Rush. I invite you to pause and take a moment and really think about what comes up. What's the first thing that came up for you? For me, it's waves. The ocean, the waves just hitting your body or hitting the shore. That's a rush for me. Or for me, it's also a feeling of like, whoa. You know, when you're just like, for others, it might be a jaw clench. I know that's the case for me sometimes. When I'm literally rushing, my jaw is clenched. Maybe for others, it's a pause, an anecdote. There's a story, something that comes to mind. I was in one of my favorite places to be, which is the shower. And I was having a shower this week, and I thought of this episode. The shower, as I believe I have previously mentioned, is a really important place for me. It's a place where I go to cleanse, and being a water sign or not, I am, but being a water sign, it just feels like where I'm supposed to be, and it really helps me feel my purest self. I do a lot of meditating in the shower. I do a lot of reflecting in the shower. I do a lot of washing away in the shower. In the summer, I'm often showering twice a day. Just first thing in the morning, boom, shower. Cleanse, wake up. Be grateful that your skin is absorbing all this water after sleeping. And then, of course, at the end of the day, washing it away. Washing away the day, not hanging on or holding on, and letting things kind of just pass through. But I noticed when I was in the shower one night this week, I was rushing. And it was from a pure place. Like, I was just excited to do my next thing. And I was like washing my body and like scrubbing the soap really fast. And I thought of a friend of mine. Her name's Erica. And I slowed down. You know, she always reminded me many times throughout our friendship about the importance of self-care. And this was a few years ago, but she had gotten into this kind of, I don't know if it was a new routine, but a routine where she got this whole, like, I don't know, ceremony going before bed or after the shower. And she sent me this paddle. It was like it's this wooden paddle. I don't know how to describe it other than, I should have brought it actually to show those who are watching. But essentially it's like a stick, a paddle, and it has little grooves in it. And you can use it to like massage yourself, to lymphatically drain or push away things. I digress. But I was rushing in the shower, and I was thinking about it. I was thinking about how I hate rushing. I hate it. I hate when people around me are rushing. I shouldn't say hate. I don't like rushing. I don't like when people around me are rushing. People are talking to me and they're rushing. I'm rushing. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't really think actually too much of anything that's good comes out of rushing. Unless you're like in Hell's Kitchen and you're a chef and Gordon Ramsay's beating down your throat. I don't know. Even then, I don't know, the best dish will come out that was rushed. I don't know. That's just me. I'm sure there are many different philosophical beliefs around rushing, religious beliefs. Years ago, some time ago, I was exploring a lot of Buddhist prophecies, and there's a few that I really like and that have kind of always sat with me and resonated with me. The busier you are, the slower you should go. So I'll repeat that. The busier you are, the slower you should go. I don't know, it just popped into my mind is texting. For those of you who know me, you know that I hate it. The main reason is because it's too much reading and too much typing. Surprisingly, I'm a phone call chick. I'm a voice note chick. I'm sure it's a real shocker to all of you. I hate texting. Okay, again, I don't hate it, but I don't prefer it. It's not my preferred method. And if you know me, you know that. But like even getting back to a text message, like I don't find it overwhelming. Sometimes I do though. And that's another topic. But like I enjoy being in the moment. So for me to like be having a side conversation and texting back one of my friends is like, I can't. My partner knows this. I can't focus on 6 things at once. I do for a living and like I can, obviously, but I don't like to. It feels rushed. It feels insincere. I just don't like it. Yeah, I'm digressing, but that's not a surprise or a shocker. And I think that is how most of us feel. Like we want to be able to do this and do that and like be able to multitask and check, all those things off our box or off our list rather. Another Buddhist proverb that I really like is when you slow down, the universe speeds up for you. Again, when you slow down, the universe speeds up for you. What's the message? For me, it's mindfulness. When we do things mindfully, we can't rush. Nature doesn't rush, baby. It doesn't rush. And yeah, I really do think that bad things happen when we rush. Like I could name off 10 things right now and I'm not going to, but like, I don't know, texting, driving, speeding, doing this, doing that, trying to like put a hot pan in the oven, like you burn yourself. I don't know. There's about 10 different things I could talk about right now that are not good that could happen when we rush, or that does happen when we rush. Imagine what that does for your body. Imagine what that does for your body. And I think this I know that this is a symptom of the culture we have. So where I live in North America, in Canada and Ontario, it is faster, productivity faster, results faster, harder, better, faster, more productive. And I've noticed it growing up. Like I went to a university for a year and a half, and then I went to a different university. So I went to school in Sudbury, Ontario for 1.5 years. And then I went to school in Toronto, Ontario for 4 years. What a rush. What a rush. I think you all can kind of get where I'm going here about what my message for today is. And it's truly about slowing down, taking it slow, really paying attention to like your senses when you do something, you know? Like when you're rushing, you can't even really breathe properly. I do this thing sometimes when I'm like rushing, where I don't breathe. Like I hold my breath. I don't know. I think it's adrenaline, but I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know. And I do it a lot, admittedly. Look at me. And when we breathe and are intentional with our breath, our actions, our daily movements, and we're mindful of them, and we're really paying attention to what's going on around us, life is just better. Even today, what am I doing? Slowing it down. Had a busy week. Have a busier day tomorrow. So what am I doing today? I'm slowing it down, baby. I went out this morning to my local bakery. So good. Okay. And I needed to pick up coffee too. And anyways, the bakery was open, but the coffee shop was not open yet. And instead of rushing from one place to the next, I actually just like chilled. I was like, oh yeah, like I could go to another store in between. I was even looking up because I wanted to go to this dairy farm and pick up some milk and some fresh dairy products, but like I didn't need it. It was unnecessary. It was a way to like fill the time. And I think that as humans, we are conditioned to do that. Like we're like just trying to fill time or fill a void or fill something up, fill ourselves up. And I just want to slow down. My ancestors are from the islands of Portugal. And if you go there, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. The pace of life. Go anywhere that's not North America, pretty much. No, not pretty much. Japan was pretty rushed. But it was also very intentional and very slow and very mindful. I'll talk about that in another episode. But go to different places in the world and you will see. Even here, like I'm not trying to bash where we live. There are many people that live mindfully and outside of the big city. You can even live in the big city and not rush. Is it harder? For me. Stimulation overload. I lived in Toronto I didn't live there, but I went to school there. So I went to school and I played there and like had fun. And like my mom grew up in Toronto. She's from Toronto, born in Portugal, but grew up in Toronto. My grandparents were there. Spent a lot of time in Toronto. I love it. Like actually, shout out Jays. Shout out Blue Jays. And no shout out for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Actually, I'm going to completely switch gears here because there's no point in rushing this episode. I might as well just talk about this. For all my Toronto Maple Leafs fans, I know you're here. I know you're listening. I know you're out there in plenty. This year, what did you do for us? I haven't been a fan of hockey in recent years. And what I mean by that is I don't watch the regular season. It started happening a couple of years ago. And my partner is a huge Habs fan. And I had this conversation with one of my practitioners, is like one of my doctors, and he's super involved in the hockey community, big fan, amazing person. Long story short, we talk a lot of sports, hockey. And he's like, yeah, I'm always like, how do you not have a favorite team? Kevin, like, how do you not have a favorite team? He's always like, I just like to watch good hockey. I just like to watch good sports. And I said, damn, that is quite the philosophy. I actually need to adopt it because I am too entrenched, too passionate about the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I give up. This year is the first year where I officially didn't care a smidge bit. I didn't care a smidge bit. Like, not even like a hair. Like, I didn't even give a hair about the Toronto Maple Leafs. What did they do? Nothing. They had like the worst season in the last, 10 years. And they're crumbling. And I don't actually know if a real rebuild is possible at this time. I should probably bring on one of my cousins to talk about this because they know a little bit more about me. A little bit more than me, rather, about this. But I can tell you, watching the Montreal Canadiens and actually sitting on the couch in front of the TV. Last night they won. 3 games have gone to overtime. They're up 2-1 in the series. They're at home. And for those of you that know hockey, you know that me even speaking this way is a sin. I need to tell you, I'm nearly converted. And I don't think I'll ever be a fan of another team in the same way I am a fan of the Leafs, because I was born and bred a Leafs fan, okay? Like, from the very beginning, it was just the Toronto Maple Leafs. I have very fond memories of my uncle, who was a die-hard Leafs fan, taking me out in front of his house, like, putting me in all Leafs goalie equipment and just ripping pucks at me. I must have been like 7. And like, his basement in his house was so decked. So, like, obviously I'm not going to just convert. I'm not going to have the same passion for any team that I have for the Leafs. But I have to say, it's been a joy being removed. Just watching good hockey. Another series that I am absolutely loving, Buffalo versus the Bruins. Also, the Carolina Hurricanes, excusez-moi. What's going on over there? That's been fun. And Vegas. And like so many other teams that I'm missing. I haven't watched much of the Edmonton-Anaheim series, but I hear that's really good too. It's just on past my bedtime. I kind of fall asleep. Can't stay up. And sorry, Sid. It's over. That's all I'm going to say. Back to rushing. Oh, last thing I want to say is, like, go Habs. Like, I'm rooting. My top 2 teams right now are the Habs and the Buffalo Sabres. I love an underdog. I just do. Now, something else I wanted to say about rushing. And personally, the only people that I can think of in my life that I've witnessed rushing with grace are, drumroll, you guessed it, mothers. I'm pausing for a reason. Think about your mother, right now. Mine literally just texted me. I could see on my phone. Think about your mother and how she rushes with grace. Do you want to see your mother rushing? No. But who can rush better than your mother? No one. Better than a mother? No one. So shout out to my mother, Almarinda. Also, shout out to my sister, Sarah. This chick, I don't even know. Actually, Sarah, I will say she's someone that rushes but doesn't. It's so weird. She like is a master rusher. Now that I'm like really thinking about it, I don't know that I've ever really seen her rush too hard. And I think she is though. Like I believe she's doing it, but like she's not portraying that she's rushing. Do you know what I mean? Shout out Sarah. One of the best in the game as well. Special shout out to Jess, my best friend in the whole wide world. The queen of doing 17 things at once and not looking like she's doing anything at all. Just go over to her house for dinner. She has a daughter who's about to turn 1, who's also a Cancer like me. Shout out. But go to Jessica's house for dinner, and then you'll see what I mean. Have her host a shindig. Shout out to Colleen. Shout out to Erica. Shout out to every mom. If I missed you, I didn't forget about you. Just shout out to the mommies in the house. They're killing it. They're the only ones, in my opinion, to my aunts and my grandma and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, future mother-in-law, sister-in-law, I should say. Shout out. Real talks. Real talks. Shout out to you all. There ain't nobody rushing better than you. In the spirit of shouting out, I do also want to say some beings that are kings and queens of rushing, animals. Okay? Take this. Think about your dog. I'm going to shout out Teddy. Okay, I wish I could move my webcam and show you him right now. Maybe I'll clip a little thing on my phone. This guy's not rushing right now. The only time I see this guy rushing is to do very specific things. The first thing is when he's going to grab his toy to bring it to me. The kid is rushing to do that. Okay? The next thing, when he's sniffing the grass. That's the time right there. And another time he's rushing is when he's jumping on the bed for a cuddle, or like literally jumping on the bed and like rubbing his face into the bed because he's so happy. What I'm trying to say is how important it is for us to watch animals and let them teach us the importance of rushing, what it means to really rush. And I go back to what I said at the beginning, which is that wave. You know, we want to feel that wave, but we don't want to be the wave. We don't want to crash. We just want to feel it against our skin. And then the very kind of last thing I wanted to say is about The rush, like one of my favorite rushes, and I think for us as humans, it's probably a mutual feeling or experience, is the rush we feel when we experience joy, or a rush of love, you know? And just like a friendly reminder that that is the only type of rushing that I personally want to feel. Sure, I know. Okay, like I don't live in some bubble. There's going to be other things that happen or environments that take me out of that feeling. But you can only control you, baby. So go easy. Go easy on yourself and slow down. Just slow down. Okay. I remembered to pull a card. And I'm using my partner's deck, Shamanic Healing Oracle. I really love this deck. It's actually, I believe it's the first deck he ever got, if I'm not mistaken. I gifted it to him. And it's an interesting card. I actually don't believe I've ever pulled this card from the deck. It's one of my favorite insects or bugs. And the card I pulled, is anger. Wow, there's a light going through it, a rainbow, literally. I love that. I'm not going to rush. I'm just going to let it. Yeah, and the number, if you're into numerology, is 28. Okay, let's read the message. There's no upright in this, so it's just one message, which is kind of nice. A very strong and primal emotion, anger sometimes catches us by surprise. At other times, it seethes just under the surface, submerging a long while until it boils over, scalding anyone who is close. Anger is based in fear of loss of control, fear of not being loved, fear of being judged, fear of not being enough. When anger enters your life, be it yours or someone else's, go beneath the surface and try to address the real fear that has triggered it. Anger doesn't go away without addressing the underlying fear. Alternately, beware of someone's anger directed towards you. Some may say that only the angry rush. And with that, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I did. So we'll see you again soon.